представител на Бурgas, Австрия, която ще представи модел на подкрепена заетост в Австрия. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here today for this conference invited by our Bulgarian partners. We had, during the last days, together with our delegation from Austria, the possibility to enjoy this nice city, so we are very happy to be here and to join this event. Прощавайте, забравих да кажа на всички българи, които не владеят достатъчно добре езика, могат да използват слушалки. За тези от вас, които все още нямат такива, можете да намерите отпред. I'm glad that today I have the opportunity to present you the Austrian model of supported employment. Austria has already dealt with supported employment in the early 19th. And the first institutions based on the principles of supported employment were initiated. I will explain later in more detail what tasks the following services of supported employment includes, but in the first step I would like to give you a temporary overview. The work assistance, which has still the most important role in the supported employment process, started in 1992. Job coaching as a direct support in companies was implemented in 1999. In 2001, the clearing program was introduced. This model is still a best practice model within the European Union. Later, in 2003, another service, the vocational training assistance for youth, was started. A few years after, a further new service, the youth coaching, was developed. It acts directly at the interface between school and employment and replaced the clearing program. It's the right one. I see the right. I see the third one. It doesn't work, sorry. that does not work. I see the right slide, but you can't see it, sorry about that. Finally, in 2014, the production school was set up at the last and newest service within the supported employment system in Austria. The pilot of this production school started in 7 European provinces of 9 and has established itself very well. Meanwhile, these 5 national-wide offers are grouped under the NEBA umbrella brand. NEBA is translated as Network Vocational Assistance. From here we go further. Let me tell you now more about NEBA. NEBA is the umbrella brand of the Austrian Ministry of Social Services. It has been shown that within NEBA we have a very differentiated and appropriate system to support all. People with special needs, whether into the labor market, in further vocational education training, or some other services. The services within NEBA are free of charge for all of the target groups. Currently, more than 200 organizations and associations on behalf of NEBA offer a wide range of support services from the end of schooling to retirement. It can be said that NEBA is a central and determining factor in the Austrian labor market policy for people with disability. I would like now to take a closer look at the individual services of supported employment in Austria, which are the youth coaching. The second one is the production school. We have the vocational training assistance, as I said before, the job coaching, and finally the job assistance. What now offers the so-called youth coaching? Youth coaches are working directly at the interface between school and work, or vocational education training. Youth coaching focus on youth at risk of exclusion. The target group are young people under the age of 19, at risk of exclusion, and young people with disabilities or special educational needs under the age of 24. The objectives are to give support in the identification of the strengths, the abilities and interests, as well as career choice, and also in search for suitable training places. To continue with the production school, the production school is aimed at youth with special needs up to the age of 21. Youth with a higher disability can also be supported up to the age of 24. The goal is to prepare them for vocational training. Within the services, training models are offered. The main emphasis lies there on activation, practices, and specialization. Some of the production schools in Austria also offers practical training in workshops. As a further service within the supported employment system in Austria, the vocational and training assistance is offered. The vocational training assistance supports young people within the framework of extended apprenticeship or partial qualification, especially when regular vocational education training is not possible. The assistance helps them with mastering of learning contents, preparation for the vocational school, up to the final examination. The support is possible for young people of 15 to 25 years. As already mentioned, the job assistance was the first established service in Austria. The target group here is very widespread. Of course, people with disabilities or illnesses, Also grouped in Austria in special offers for people with blindness, hearing impairment, or mental illness. Young people, another group are young people with special educational needs, with learning disabilities, or with social and emotional impairments up to the age of 24, but the focus is also on enterprises and companies. The employment assistance has three different functions. One is the preventive function. That means that the focus is on the work placement, safety and maintenance. Another one is the integrated function. That means the support for finding or obtaining a workplace. And finally, it had also a communicative function. That means that the job assistance is the central address for all. That means companies, for parents, for the youth or adults directly. The fifth and last service is the job coaching. Job coaches in Austria support directly and individually at the training or at a workplace. The goal is to promote professional, communicative, and social skills. In this way, employers and employees are relieved and sensitized to the needs of people with disabilities. The supported employment services in Austria has especially qualitative factors. What are now these qualitative factors? First, it is a nationwide and uniform system concept in all of our provinces in Austria. Furthermore, there is a strong enlargement within the labor market policies areas, such as we have a vocational education and training obligation, which was introduced this year. The maintenance of workability, labor and health law is also very important. The services are built up in successive steps and take into account all the age levels. And finally, there is a systematic coordination with the public employment service in Austria. So maybe you can, it's right now. At the end of my presentation, I would like to add some figures. These figures are from 2015 and 2016. As you can see, the most people were supported by the youth coaching, which still just started in 2012. It is very important for us in Austria. But also in the context of job coaching, the figures are very high. And that shows the importance of supported employment in Austria. I hope I could give you a good insight in our system in Austria, and I would like, just at the end I can say you will enjoy hopefully the event during this day. Thank you very much.
Програмата и каним всички вас, наши гости, за кратък обяд в рамките на един час. Храната е сервирана отпред. Очаквам ви отново в залата в 13 часа.
Sorry.